May Trainer and Carrie Walsh are the #1 women's team on the beach. Not just here in Tempe, Arizona, but on every beach in the entire world. And when you're the best, you face the top competitors on the planet. Olympic bronze medalist Elaine Youngs and her partner Rachel Wacholder have taken down the world's best before. Jen Kessie Boss and Nancy Mason tested the dynamic duo in the season opener. Today, it could be an upset or another Tempe defending championship for our Olympic gold medalist. The women's finals of the AVP Crocs Tour is coming up next. Just remember one thing, it is a dry heat. No, I'm serious here. It's a dry heat, about 100 degrees of dry heat today. Just down the street from the campus of Arizona State University, we have brought the beach to beautiful Tempe, Arizona for stop 2 of the 2006 AVP Crocs Tour. And today in our women's final here in Tempe, Arizona, we are set for a rematch of the championship we saw in week 1 in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And to meet our competitors, he is the one, the only voice of the AVP. Here is Chris McGee.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the Tempe Open on the AVP Crocs Tour. Make some noise! Ladies and gentlemen, here we go! This young lady grew up in Belleville, Illinois. She only knows how to do it one way, and that's the hard way. She gets after it every single year, and every single year she gets better and better. The 2003 Most Improved Player out of IU. Hard on the outside, but soft on the inside. Nancy Mason. There she goes. Her partner, Dana Hills High School in San Juan Capistrano, last year married Big Aaron. That makes her a newlywed. She's never been happier. She's never played better. She's a USC All-American. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2004 Most Improved Player, Jennifer Ann Kessie Boss. Oh, I think you know the defending champions, the gold medals from the United States of America. She grew up in Northern California. She has 50 wins in her young beach volleyball career and 2 Olympic Games. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2-time MVP of the AVP, Miss Carrie Walsh. Now Jennings. And her partner, Long Beach State University, 1998, a national champion and an undefeated season. 54 open wins since the day she was born. She was born to sign up. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the MVP of the AVP, Misty May Trainer.
So here we go again. Misty May Trainer, Carrie Walsh, Nancy Mason, and Jen Kessie Boss. A rematch of Fort Lauderdale. Let's get the thoughts of the teams and the competitors. We'll start with St. John Smith.
I'm here with Jen and Nancy. Now, Jen, can I just call you Boss?
Yeah.
Just Boss. All right, Boss. All right, you guys went 3 in Fort Lauderdale with this team. What do you have to do today to make it the other way around, you winning the finals?
We got to focus on our side. I think we just let down on our side last time. So if we focus on us, we're going to win.
Now, did you guys work on anything special between that last match and now knowing, of course, you were going to get to the finals today?
We worked a lot on our transition setting and being more aggressive in transition because we feel like we dug a lot of balls, but we need to finish.
Okay. Well, good luck. Over to Mary now.
Thanks, St. John. St. John just mentioned this team took you to 3 games in Fort Lauderdale. What do you need to do to come out here and take care of business today?
Missy and I just actually talked about it, and I think the key is to play our tempo. You know, they like to play a very slow game, put the passes up there high, the sets are high, so it kind of lulls you into sleep a little bit. So we just need to come out there aggressive, have fun, play the fundamentals really well, and just play our style of game.
Now, Misty, how's your shoulder doing? I know you said it's a little tender still.
No, it feels great. It feels great, and I'm ready to go. Fort Lauderdale, boy, it felt like it was hanging first tournament, but no, I feel really good. I'm really excited. Thank God for the hot weather. I think we all need it on our bodies, but very excited.
All right, good luck out there, ladies. Mike, back up to you.
Mary, thank you very much. Much more on the training of Misty May Trainer and how she has gotten her shoulder to nearly 100% for the remainder of this season. We are getting set for the women's final as Geeter entertaining the crowd. You go, Geeter, here on FSN. Attaboy, Geeter!
You're watching FSN Arizona.
The AVP Croc Store Tempe Open is being brought to you by refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. By Crocs, nowhere close to normal. By McDonald's. And by Xbox 360, the ultimate gaming experience is available now. Mike Goldberg, Holly McPeak, glad to be with you here in beautiful Tempe, Arizona. These two teams that we're going to see in the women's final today, Holly, cruise through the semifinals. This could be a great matchup.
Well, I think both teams had great semifinal matches, playing the best volleyball of the season thus far.
And Misty and Carrie dominating who else but Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder, their direct nemesis to do so. But talking about the team of Nancy Mason and Jen Ketsy-Boss, your old partner, have they outpaced expectations being in their second straight final?
Well, I think Boss and Mason have surprised a lot of people, but not themselves. They were confident coming into this season. They knew they could play this level of volleyball.
And they really beat up on Annette Davis and Jenny Johnson-Jordan, the former Olympians, in the semifinals. All right, we should have a great showdown as it was in Fort Lauderdale. Let's navigate the match courtesy of Nautica and St. John Smith.
Okay, May Trainer Walsh. Let's look at it. How about that? No let-up. They've been playing so tough for the first two tournaments, particularly this event. All they have to do is keep it up, play with high intensity. And the way you do that is attack, continually attack. Don't ease up. Go hard at the ball. Boss and Mason, they've got to figure out a way to derail this train. They got to somehow slow them down, stop them, change something. And Nancy, it's key for Nancy to side out. They're probably going to serve her most of the balls. She's got to figure a way to get it around the block and put it down. And then they have a chance. They were close last time.
All right, once again, we remind you our rules of the game. Best of 2 out of 3 games. First 2 games to 21 points. Our third to 15 points. Rally scoring, which means a point is scored on every play. And the winner must win by 2 points. So same as it was in Fort Lauderdale, as Misty May Trainer will start this matchup off. The best women's team of all time, 48 domestic and international wins. As May Trainer and Walsh came in, the top-seeded team. Once again, they have been the top-seeded team in every event since the start of the 05 season. Nancy Mason able to strike first. Nancy Mason, the Indiana Hoosier, the best player in many's estimation never to win a tournament. Living in Redondo Beach now. Her favorite movie is Walk the Line. Little Johnny Cash. Violation, and it's 2-0 Boss Mason. So a rare passing error made by Misty May Trainer. Her partner is Jennifer Boss, the former Jen Ketsy. Played with Holly McPeak last year. Very fiery, passionate, explosive, and she's digging little Monsters Inc. Might be ready to have a little munchkin run around the house. And Carrie Walsh able to get the first point of this championship match for May Trainer and Walsh. And there is Carrie Walsh, 6 feet of sunshine, 50 career wins, and congratulations her and her new husband involved in their own true romance. Casey Jennings just moved into a new house. And the big block by Misty May. Misty May, Coral Springs, Florida, now home with her husband, Matt Trainer of the Florida Marlins, the 2-time Olympian. Her favorite show is any version of CSI. Mason, and it is deep. So that makes it 3-2. And Carrie Walsh and Misty May have their first lead of the matchup. Carrie Walsh to serve. They called it on the line, and Misty May just couldn't reach out for it.
Well, if Nancy can side out, I think that's the key for this team. If she can just side out, most of the time she's going to give up points here and there, but if they score enough, and she's pretty consistent siding out, they've got a shot.
Tied at 3. Carrie Walsh. Boss with the touch on 2. Little creativity there, Holly.
Mason and Boss have been playing great defense, touching every ball. Boss has particularly been strong in her blocking. Mason always touches a lot of balls, but their focus all this week in practice has been transition setting for points.
Well, you said that they have peaked, have Boss and Mason, as they got to the semifinals. Take us through their Bud Light road to the finals.
Well, they had a tough one against Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Young. They lost battle in 3. They also had a tough one against Lauren Stonebarger, an up-and-coming team. Won the 3rd game pretty easily, but really played their best volleyball in the semifinal against Johnson Jordan, beating them 2 straight.
And on the other side, Misty May and Carrie Walsh, they had an exciting matchup last night under the lights.
Yeah, that's right. Guess who that was against? Turner and Wilson. There's a big team, strong team that gets better and better all the time. Saturday wasn't that tough necessarily, except for that match. And today, you know what? This is a perfect tournament for them. They haven't extended themselves except for that match, but they've got to remember, they've got to play tough if they're going to win out here in this match in the finals.
Well, thanks to that great matchup, Turner and Wilson finish in 5th. They took their first ever game against Misty May and Carrie Walsh. The 3rd place finishers, Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder, Davis and Johnson Jordan. The Brazilians take home a 5th. Dodd Fontana, Hansen, and Stratton finished in 7th place in 2006. Here on the first official event for our friends from Croc is the new title sponsor of the AVP Crocs Tour. Mike Goldberg, St. John Smith, Holly McPeak, Mary Strong. Glad to be with you here on the beaches in Tempe.
Nancy. And no one knew it.
Mason with a great touch, and May and Walsh almost were able to manufacture something out of it.
Boston Mason definitely wanted to go after Carrie Walsh. Misty May has been siding great all weekend. Misty is not as comfortable setting the ball, and Carrie's not as comfortable siding out.
Great effort by Nancy Mason. Good recognition of the open court by Carrie Walsh.
Well, they're hanging in there. They're doing really well. You know, if they can keep this up, if they can keep siding out it, and I don't know what happened on that play to Carrie, but she stumbled on her way to the net, which almost cost them a point, but they recovered.
Great finish by Nancy Mason. Holly, would it be accurate to say that everyone for a while, maybe not yourself included, everyone for a while seemed to fear May and Walsh, and now they respect them? They're complimentary of them, but they don't fear them in the same way?
Well, I think EY and Rachel beating them last year really gave people confidence that, hey, they're beatable, they're human, and a lot of teams are training hard and focus on beating them.
Great block by Jen Boss. And too many touches on the side of the challengers. A little bit of a carry and a whistle, and the point will go to May Walsh.
This is a great one-arm cover by Carrie Walsh. Gets the ball over the net, puts Boss and Mason in trouble for a point.
So pardon me, the carry was called. They did have another touch available there. And it's 6-5 Boss Mason in game number 1. Here's Carrie, and she gets a line. Carrie Walsh with the hammer.
I think Walsh and May are trying to give Boss and Mason a different look with a small block at the net with Misty May staying. Misty's small, she's a great blocker. Not as big as Walsh, but harder to see when you're hitting.
They serve Mason here. Nancy Mason with authority.
And with Misty at the net, Carrie's back digging. And Carrie can run down balls. She's a pretty good defensive player, but not quite the defensive player that Misty is. So if they stay in that position, they're not going to dig as many balls.
Turner and Wilson taking Misty May, Carrie Walsh to 3 last night under the lights. And right now, Carrie Walsh and Misty May lead in game number 1 momentarily, and now we are knotted up at 7s. This is the Tempe Open. All right, take a look at our Crocs Cup standings after one event. Of course, as we've mentioned, this is a rematch of Lauderdale, so there you see your top 2-point earners. Rachel Wacholder, Elaine Youngs, and Davis and Johnson Jordan replicate their 3rd place finishes here in Tempe. And then from there, just roll the dice, baby. There are a lot of very good volleyball teams. We'd love to welcome Crocs to the AVP family. Everybody's sporting the Crocs this weekend in Tempe. And continuing to work things around brilliantly is Nancy Mason.
That's key for them. Nancy's getting all the serves. She's got to be able to put that ball away. And she's done it pretty well so far. They're in it. They have a chance. They've got to keep it up. They've got to make some great defensive plays. And Nancy's the one for that also.
Carrie Walsh, and we are tied at 15. Well, you know what? These are what the Crocs are. That's what the Crocs are. And you know what? They are as comfortable as any shoe you will ever wear. Perhaps more comfortable. And I saw Holly McPeak in her Crocs earlier in the week, and she said, Mike, get a pair. They're very cozy, and you were not mistaken, Holly.
I was just surprised you picked out the pink pair.
No, you know what? It was between pink and kind of like a, I don't know, blue, soft baby blue, and I went with the pink because you took the baby blue.
Well, I know, but you look good in pink.
Thank you, sir. Here comes the bus and St. John's driving. Nancy Mason. Oh, what a great cut.
Jen Boss is setting the ball really well. That makes it easier for Nancy Mason to side out. She's setting the ball really consistent, a good distance off the net, and putting May and Walsh in trouble.
Misty gets a friendly roll after the block by Jen Boss. Do you agree, Holly, with the assessment that Misty and Carrie gave us when they were talking to Mary Strong, that Mason and Boss play at a tempo that kind of throws them off tilt a bit?
They do. They play a little bit higher, slower game, but what they're doing is they're moving it around. They're really consistent. Jen Boss has improved her blocking tremendously, and they're playing a great all-around game.
And a friendly roll for Nancy Mason.
And if Nancy, like I said, if she keeps putting the ball down, figuring out a way to work it around the block or tool the block, she's done her job, and they have a chance. I mean, you know.
Well, you know what? The first 2 games in Lauderdale were 21-19, 21-19, one going each way, so both games could have gone to either side. Carrie Walsh. And the point goes to the Olympic gold medalist, 18-17.
Carrie Walsh goes up and cranks the hard angle. Mason pops it up but can't get it high enough for Boss.
Now, Mason, does she touch everything? It seems like she touches every ball that comes over the net.
Well, she's been playing the best defense I've ever seen her play. She's always been good, but I think Kes Boss is playing really solid at the net, and Nancy Mason feels really confident behind her.
4 career seconds for Jen Boss. One with Nancy Mason, 2 with Holly McPeak, 1 with Barb Fontana. Carrie keeps it alive. Misty with the finish.
When Misty gets that transition set close to the net, no block, you can see her. She goes up hard, and she is going for the kill every time. Very aggressive swing.
2 huge points for May and Walsh to take momentary control of game 1, 19-17.
So they're setting pretty well.
Listening into Dane Selznick.
When you're passing, when they serve you, think fast feet, really getting back and coming forward with the ball. And keep taking that ball right up front.
right? To the other side with Cameron Green, the Mason Boss coach.
Right. As long as we just keep giving them different looks and we keep that set just a little bit off the net, you're seeing the court so well, you got all your shots open. So again, keep your focus on moving your feet on the pass, keeping everything nice and simple. You get your legs there, and she's siding out all day. So
boy, it sounds the same.
Okay?
Yeah.
Good job, you guys. Let's get
very
18 right
similar,
here.
but what Cam Green is telling them is keep the ball off the net so Walsh is not as effective on the tight balls. That's why they just lost that point to Walsh and May, because the set was too tight.
But everything starts with the pass. That means if they don't get a good pass, it's going to be harder to get the kind of set they need. So everything starts with the pass.
Carrie Walsh with 10 kills and 2 digs. Misty May to serve. Tough situation there, 19-18. That was an important side out for the team of Mason and Boss.
I think one of the more difficult things is if you're a hitter to actually attack the ball from that far off the net and be so accurate, but Nancy Mason's very good at that.
They serve Carrie. And they pay the price. Game point, Misty May, Carrie Walsh. Still continue, 20-19, so it'll be another game point for May and Walsh. Trying to side out for game 1. And they do. So game 1 goes to Misty May and Carrie Walsh on an unfortunate hit by Jen Boss. And they are halfway to their 4th consecutive title here in Tempe, Arizona. The gold medalists, one love. Fox Sports is proud to be the new home of the BCS, which is coming off of its highest ratings ever. Beginning in January, Fox will be home to the Fiesta Bowl, Orange Bowl, the All-State Sugar Bowl, as well as the new BCS Championship game. The BCS moves to Fox beginning in January of 2007. And don't forget, we will have 2 events live on Fox this year as part of the AVP Crocs Tour. You know, Holly, Nancy Mason nearly flawless in that game, and she continues to play great volleyball. Misty May's father, Butch May, in attendance here, checking out her daughter and the continued dominance that is the gold medalist. And look at this record when winning game 1 of a championship match. They are an impressive 38-2.
And those 2, that was Karch and Lambert.
I'm going to guess, I know it's Rachel and EY in one of them. The other one
might have been Holly.
Might have been Holly.
Yeah.
Holly, let's get back to Nancy Mason. Why is she playing at a higher level than we've seen before?
Well, she's always pretty solid, but this season she says she's so confident. Her and Jen are just so confident in themselves as a team. Mason says she has not felt that way with a partner in a long time, and together they have the confidence along with their coach Cameron Green.
And you know that the chemistry on the court is as paramount as the individual abilities that a player brings. I mean, if you don't have a partner you believe in, I mean, I hear you guys shouting on the tour all the time, partner, if you don't believe in that phrase, then you might as well go home.
You do. You need to believe in your partner, and Jen Boss believes in Nancy Mason and vice versa, and that's why they're playing such great volleyball together.
And that's why St. John tries to continue to get me to leave. I'm going to say Cincinnati. We're back to the stats. Cincinnati, and you know what? It might have been Boulder, too. It might be Wacholder and Young's both times, because they were 45-3 last year. And, of course, their 3 losses were all to Elaine Youngs and Rachel Wacholder, all in 3 championship matches. Nice touch. Open court taken advantage of. Misty May, 101.
Well, that's one of the first times that they were able to back off the net on Nancy Mason and make a dig. You know, Nancy's shooting the ball most of the time, and if you can wait long enough at the net and then go back and you can dig it, then you have a chance to put it away just like that.
Mason. Walsh. One angle was nearly perfect, the other was.
Misty May drops off the net. Carrie Walsh has to cover the sharp angle, sticks her arm out, and beautiful cut shot from the ground. Great shot by Carrie Walsh.
Don't you love it when you dig somebody's cut shot and then you go back and you cut them back and put it away?
Nothing's better.
And that time it's deep as Kessie tried to finish with authority. All right, that's one per game as Boss tries to finish with authority.
Okay, Boss and Mason have to stop this right now. They cannot make any more mistakes to stay in this match. 5-1 early gold medalists. Nancy Mason with a touch. Comes around the side of Misty May, and they get that much-needed point that you talked about. Don't forget the Best Damn Sports Show period is the greatest nightly sports show on television with your hosts Chris Rose, John Sally, Rob Dibble, and Rodney Peak. It's the Best Damn Sports Show period weeknights at 10:30 p.m. only on FSN. And sometimes Mike Goldberg.
And occasionally when I have the pleasure of filling in for Chris.
I thought he was filling in for you because you were out here on the beach.
Nah, that might be good though. I like being on the beach. And over the top goes Carrie Walsh. The Best Damn Sports Show period will actually come to the beach and do an entire show at Hermosa later this season. So keep an eye out for that.
It's about time.
I told them about it.
They don't know what
that sounds pretty cool.
They don't know what they're missing.
You got that right.
No one.
Walsh with the hammer. Oh, what a dig. And a finish on the second occasion. What a great dig. First time, though, by Nancy Mason.
Mason's digging everything. She digs it, pops up the hard-driven hit by Carrie Walsh. Gets it back over the net, and Carrie Walsh finishes it off.
7-2, Walsh and May.
Don't give Carrie Walsh 2 chances at the net. If the first one doesn't go down, the next one will.
Jen Boss with the big hammer. Great dig by May. And through the block of Jen Boss, Misty May is on fire.
That's why Misty May is the MVP. She does it all. She plays such great defense. She has such good control with one hand, and her partner's a great transition setter. She puts it away almost every time.
Well, she has 54 career first place finishes. Holly McPeak, our partner today, with an all-time high of 72 for a female, and the gold medalist on a 6-1 run. Great to be in the desert for the second stop of the year on the AVP Crocs Tour. Just firing things up. In fact, we now have tournaments in 15 of the next 20 weeks, many of them right here on FSN. Well off the net and a strong finish there by Jen Boss.
Jen Boss is really comfortable with a high set and one off the net. It's not an easy ball to put away, but that's something that she's more comfortable with.
It's funny, I would say Carrie Walsh is the opposite. I think she probably prefers a lower set as opposed to a high set.
I agree.
And the finish by Misty May. And for Misty May, does she really care where it is, or she just fire from everywhere?
Misty May fires from pretty much everywhere. But Carrie Walsh is a great setter, so she usually has a pretty good set.
Now, I don't know if you're going to get a chance, but if you look at the shadows, now Nancy and Jen are looking straight into the sun on that serve.
It's always sunny here in the desert, buddy. Walsh over the top, she catches a line.
Look at where that sun is now. They're looking, once they serve that ball, Carrie and Misty, they serve the ball just up a little bit over the net, and it's exactly where the sun is.
Well, we talked in the open of the show about the traveling to 3 under the lights last night for Carrie Walsh and Misty May against Wilson and Turner. But they are looking tremendous here in game 2, although Boss able to earn that point for her and her teammate. And the interesting thing in that matchup is really it seemed for a while, Holly, like Wilson and Turner had even the momentum and a chance to eliminate, at least from the winner's bracket, the world champions.
Turner and Wilson definitely battled them point for point, but I knew when it came down to a side-out war that Misty May definitely had the edge.
And she ended up helping her and Kerry Walsh to a 2018 Game 3 victory. Mary Strong.
Well, Mike, Misty has really gotten serious with her training this year. She's working with the Chris Carter Fast program in Coral Springs, Florida, mostly for strength and speed. They, of course, train pro athletes. Also, when she's on the West Coast, she works with another professional center, Athlete Performance. She says it's really helped to keep her motivated. And if you've noticed, she's slimmed down quite a bit. And Misty says she feels much stronger, and it's made a huge difference in her game, Mike.
She looks absolutely tremendous, and she is playing equally as impressively. And Athletes Performance is actually headquartered right here in Tempe, Arizona. Mark Verstegen and the guys, and they were responsible for elevating Mario Williams' draft status, and he became the top pick overall in the NFL draft. There's lots of plyometrics, there's lots of flexibility, explosion, and it's very sports specific, Holly.
Misty told me that in the past she's always worked on her jump and working on her jump, but this year she's really focused on her quickness. And minus the 10 to 15 pounds, she feels like she's flying around the court.
They really put the science into the athletic training.
And unfortunately, there was a net on that play, so the ball will go to Kerry and Misty.
So it's 12-5, Walsh and May. Sunshine right there, baby.
Great dig by Misty May. Kerry Walsh runs it down. Misty tries to put it deep. Kerry Walsh does a great job waiting on the block, getting a good touch, and able to hit her own set.
I asked Kerry, should we go with Walsh Jennings now? She said, oh yeah, I'm Jennings, but we'll go with Walsh for a while. It is still on my trunks. But she pointed out she's very proud to be Mrs. Casey Jennings.
Well, Boss that time hits it hard and high off the block of Kerry Walsh.
So it is now 14-6. And look at that. That's what you talked about earlier, St. John, the effects of the sun on the team receiving serve from that side.
Well, that camera was right back behind the court. That's exactly the view that the players have. Exactly, right into that sun. And you know what? The other side knows it, too. So they position themselves. They look at their shadow, and then they serve directly along their shadow to their opponents.
Oh, the little games we play on the beach to try to defeat the gold medalists.
Watching the AVP on FSN.
She seemed a little intense there, did one Misty May. Misty May with 5 digs and 5 kills. Kerry Walsh with 5 digs and 8 kills. They won game 1, 21-19. Misty May and Kerry Walsh trying to win for the 4th consecutive year here in Tempe. There has never been another women's champion than the pairing that we are watching dominate game 2 here. This is the 4th year we've come to the desert.
And it just keeps getting hotter.
You got that right. Come see me in July, buddy. You want to talk about hot?
You're never here anyway,
No,
are you?
I leave in July. Born at night, but not last night. And a strong finish by Nancy Mason.
You know, with Kerry Walsh in the backcourt, I said, oh, she's probably not as good of a defensive player as Misty. And, you know, she probably isn't, but she's digging a lot of balls. Unbelievable.
She does dig a lot of balls. Misty does a good job dropping, and that forces the other team to attack the other way against Kerry, and she has lots of opportunities.
16-6. Certainly wasn't like this in Lauderdale. Bad angle, Kerry Walsh trying to get it done. You know, it's interesting. interesting. If you can't make your way to the bench, Holly McPeak, you just say, hey, do you mind? I don't mind. Sure. What you got? Whatever, it works. Thank you.
I like that.
Absolutely.
Do you think she knew that guy?
No.
Or what was in the cup. When our players start going to the Bud Light Party Zone, that's where we've got to investigate.
You know what? They have played a lot of volleyball this weekend in very hot conditions, and I wouldn't be surprised if she might be starting to cramp right now.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. I'm not seeing any evidence of that. I think she's just a little thirsty. It's dry out here. Just wanted to wet her whistle a little bit.
Drink from fan by Courtgate here on the AVP Crocs Tour. 18-7, and it is cooled down to 118.
Hey, is that thing stuck?
I think it was earlier, yeah.
Earlier.
It was 119 earlier, it's 118 now. Bam! And the roof!
You know, this is such the game of momentum. When things aren't going right, they don't go right big time.
What will go through the minds, though, of Mason and Boss? They were so competitive in Lauderdale. Now they're really getting rolled upon. Does that leave an indelible impression in your mind?
Not really. I think they're confident. They played him tight the first game. Walsh and May have just been getting better as the game goes on. Boss and Mason are switching sides of the court, just trying to find the right side out answer.
Great point, Holly. Because we may see this matchup a lot this year. Misty May the runner, and it's Justy.
Yeah, normally, you know, when players feel like everything they do is wrong, they can't do anything right, then they switch sides. A lot of times it's too late. It's very important if you're going to switch sides to change momentum, you don't do it too late.
They should have done it at about 5-1 then.
Yeah.
May with a touch. And we have game, set, championship point. Game, match, championship point number 1.
Hey, go! Go, go, go!
And it is all over. Misty May and Carrie Walsh reign supreme once again here in Tempe. 21-8, they cruise in game 2. Make it 4 in a row here on the desert for May and Walsh.